Our Parks, Recreation, and Open Space Plan, we call it the PROS Plan, is really our roadmap for the future of how we invest, manage, and operate parks, open spaces, and programming throughout the city. And it's a big picture plan that looks into the future 20 years out.
Community feedback, staff feedback, and looking at the sites that we own and what they can handle in terms of parks development, habitat restoration, and trail work. Our city is constantly changing. It's growing. Needs are changing in terms of recreation uses and what the citizens of Renton are looking for in their parks and trails.
So we aim to complete this plan late 2025 or early 2026. We're intentionally taking our time on this, sort of getting things in order to move this process forward and prepare ourselves to be able to have this dialogue with the community through a really intentional and open engagement process. And you'll see us try to really reach that community where they are. We want to make sure that our community feels engaged and has an opportunity to provide input.
In terms of providing feedback, we're trying to do this as holistically as possible this summer. And so there's a number of ways. Online, maps where folks can indicate interests in what they'd like to see or site conditions they'd like to report. There's also a number of in-person events, whether it's farmers market or Renton River Days, where we'll have city staff available to help take feedback.
We have a number of gaps across our system that we're aware of. We know that there's just places where there aren't parks or facilities to support various parts of our community. As part of this process, we'll be able to sort of figure out a way to prioritize community feedback, but also just sort of who's living in our community in order to prioritize investments across our city as a whole.
We must update this plan every 6 years in order to be eligible for state grant funding. You are the experts of your neighborhood park. You know what the park is like, you know what the landscape can handle oftentimes, and you know what your community needs. But we really need to hear from as many residents and as broad of representation as possible in order to make sure it works for your community.